Hey, everybody. Welcome back to 12 Days of PODMAS of Built Like This podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on PODMAS episode 2. Yes, I'm here on camera. Hello, hello. First of all, I want to talk about, I don't know if it's bots or some of y'all are under Kendrick Lamar's dick, but I just want to understand why my previous video, the one where I talk about Andrew Schultz. And yes, I get it. Oh, I'm a black woman. I'm not supposed to agree with Andrew Schultz with what he said. No. If you've listened to me for quite some time, you know that I am not someone who just goes along with the get along just because of identity politics. BS. That does not make me anti-black. That does not make me, not love myself or other black. What are we talking about? I feel like I have to pull that card of I have black friends. I grew up with black people. I have black people in my family. I'm black. I'm wearing a black shirt. You know, there were some nasty ass comments on that video. Some of them I decided to go ahead and delete. Some others I left a little snarky remark. But someone commented talking about my dusty edges. Let's break my hair down. First of all, and I'm taking this in jest. Obviously, they meant it to be mean, but because I've grew up the way I grew up, I've been made fun of, I've been bullied, I've been ostracized. Like, this is something that is so true to me. It's on my skin. So I'm never taken aback. I'm just always I don't want to say surprised, but the human race cease to amaze me. So all in all, this person goes on to say, my dusty edges. That's why you and your dusty edges and your dusty, little bit subscribers. And I'm paraphrasing, but she did say dusty. And she talked about my low subscriber count and my low video viewing count. First of all, we all have to start somewhere, and I will not be shamed for having 200, 300, 5, and it was growing. At this point, it's in the 600, 700s, I believe, last time I checked. And I don't really take too much time depending my worth on how many views I got on a video. I used to do that, but then I realized like that is not healthy. And we all have to start from somewhere. Like, not everyone has an immediate large following. When we think about some of these other podcasters who come from another industry that allow them to garner a large audience, it's easy for them to bring that audience with them in their new venture, right? So Joe Budden, for example, he had a large following when he was solely a rapper, and he was able to bring that along with him in his podcasting career. So it's not like for me to just measure my success to a Joe Budden, for example. Like, that doesn't even, that's not even it's not healthy. Let me not say it's not possible, but it's not healthy. So anyway, I'm not ashamed of my subscriber count. I really appreciate where I am subscriber wise. So that comment, it didn't do what it's supposed to do. Okay, first of all, and I'm really proud of where I am and how my channel is continuously growing. My channel is growing. So F you, I blocked her anyway. I eventually blocked her from my channel. So I don't know if she'll ever be able to see this video unless she creates another account and remember my channel name. Nonetheless, that was just so silly. And then my hair, first of all, again, I grew up the way I grew up. I've been bullied just faithfully growing up. And my hair was one of the things that people will bully. Anyway, the point is, the way y'all see me, I'm still getting my camera game up. I bought a new. Anyway, the point is, y'all can't really see my hair. My hair is not dusty. My edges are not dusty. You just can't see this angle, this view. You can't really see it, but I have edges. And she wasn't trying to say I didn't have edges, but she was just saying like my hair is dusty. Like, and I shouldn't even give this person anyway. It was just so silly. Like, first of all, you can't even see my hair. Like, you really can't. You really don't know me. Like, you really can't see me. My hair, see, look at my hair. I have hair. I have hair all around. So she probably is a bald headed scallywag. Anyway, that was just ridiculous. But yeah, there's a lot of Kendrick stance. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'll still, you know, speak my speech. It doesn't phase me too much, if at all. Okay, let's get into these topics. I'm gonna get into the CEO of United Healthcare who got assassinated by this fine Italiano. I mean, I think he's Italian. Considering his name is Luigi Mangione. Like, he might as well have a restaurant with that name. He might as well have a dish with that name. Anyway, he is foreign. And it's alleged that he is the person of interest, and they were able to track him down because somebody at McDonald's spotted him seated in the restaurant and call the police. And first of all, shame to that guy, shame to that employee who did that. Mind your business. Mind your business. The way that I feel about this whole situation with the United Healthcare and the healthcare industry being what it is a bunch of scammers. Like, insurance is a scam to the wazoo. I'm still waiting on my insurance check from the accident I had a couple of months ago. And though I'm working with a lawyer on it, an attorney on it, it has been just snails to finally get the money. Like, I just don't understand why. Where's my money? You know? So there's that. But I want to just play a clip from a movie called, what's it called? The Rainmaker. This movie came out in 1997. And I know some people be like, well, it's a movie. It's not real. No. Oftentimes, if not all the time, movies tell us exactly what is happening. But because we're so scary to believe what's right in our faces, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, and allegedly yada yada yada. But because we're so scary to really confront the evil that is amongst us in our society, the scamming that goes on religiously, the scamming from politicians, from healthcare industries, like the list goes on. We refuse to believe it. It's like having this blind faith in, oh, everybody's good and people really care. And no, a lot of people are compromised. A lot of people are sold out. A lot of people are shills. Charlemagne the God was a shill for the Democratic Party while Kamala Harris was running for office. And literally, I want to say 12 hours post Donald Trump being elected, Charlemagne came on his pod on the Breakfast Club talking about, isn't it strange how no one's calling Donald Trump a fascist anymore? Isn't it strange that suddenly things are bad? Like, he was it's like a switch went off. It was so weird. Let me see if I can find that too. But he's like switched up so quickly, and I'm like, you're the one who calls him a fascist, Charlemagne. I literally watched him on a clip when he was on The View, and he called and when he was also on Anderson Cooper's show. He called him a fascist time and time again. Yet you want to act like, isn't it strange how suddenly people are like, it's as if he didn't do it. Let's see if I can find calls Trump fascist. Like, it's so wild to me. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let me share my screen.
This person said this. You raised the question of authenticity in your interview with her. And that was an authentic moment where she says, yeah, fascist. And I think that's why it had a reaction. Donald Trump, he, for whatever you think about him, if you like him, if you hate him, he is certainly who he is. He's showing us who he is every single day.
Yeah, which is a fascist. And it's crazy because you still don't have news networks having that conversation. Like when somebody says, when somebody questions Kamala Harris's blackness or is he a DEI hire, y'all will have roundtable discussions about that, asking that question. How come you're not having roundtable discussions asking, is Donald Trump a fascist? Actually, not even asking it, stating it. I mean, when you look at the things that he's talking about doing, jailing journalists, jailing his political opponents, turning the military on American citizens, the guy said he wanted to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. How come that is not the topic of discussion on networks like CNN every day?
But do you think that, I mean, you were raising this with Kamala Harris about her own authenticity, about her own willingness to just, say things that aren't...
Okay, so he calls him a fascist here, right? So now I'm going to show this video.
This is America.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
The latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now new developments in the deadly spot shooting rampage.
And it was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is, always have been, the #1 threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
Today for Wednesday, November 6th, I don't even really have a donkey today. I just want to talk to us, my fellow Americans. Listen, America has spoken, and they spoke loud and clear. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. I have friends on the right, I have friends on the left, I have friends in the independents, and regardless of who we all decided to vote for yesterday, guess what? Donald Trump is now all of our president again. I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to argue with anyone because at the end of the day, we are all Americans and we all want what's best for this country. I hope. Okay, I know today Democrats are going to be looking for someone to blame. Let me be the first to tell you it's not just one thing. I personally feel like Donald Trump speaks to people's grievances better than Democrats do. I know people are going to talk about misinformation and the dumbing down of society. I understand all of that, but you don't have to be intelligent to know you can't pay your bills. You don't have to be intelligent to know you can't afford groceries. People will forget what you did. They'll forget what you said. They will never forget how you made them feel. And to millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans, they simply felt financially better when Trump was in office. I don't think it's fair to just chalk up, Trump winning to racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism. Yes, he tapped into all of the worst things America has ever had to offer. And there are a lot of people who agree with his rhetoric and voted for him because of those reasons. But I truly believe most people voted for him because they want more money in their pocket and they want to feel safe. Look, I know the economy does better under Democrat presidents, but Democrats haven't been able to make the American people believe that. I know the border is a bipartisan issue, but Democrats spend a lot of time acting like it wasn't an issue. Democrats created the sanctuary cities. Democrats told them to come on in. Meanwhile, Republicans were putting migrants on buses and planes and sending them to those sanctuary cities. And then Democrats had to change course. But it might have been too little too late because at the end of the day, once again, when you see all that money going to migrants, going to the border issue, all you can think to yourself is they have billions for that, but aren't making investments into communities right here in America. You see homeless people everywhere. You don't have no money in your pocket. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. You're facing eviction. Listen, I'm not saying Trump is going to fix all of that. All I'm saying is Donald Trump has made people feel like he will fix all that in a way that Democrats haven't. Once again, don't just chalk it up to racism, sexism. Okay, I believe those things play a role, but at the end of the day, it's the economy, stupid. And Democrats might just be really out of touch with whatever.
Maybe there's another video that I'm trying to refer to, but nonetheless, he suddenly and conveniently talks about how, well, the Democratic Party didn't do their part and they get it. Like, he is speaking to the obvious. Yet before Trump was elected, he was not doing that. So I say all that to say you have these shills, okay? You have these people who are paid to be propagandists, who are paid to spew out a particular message for an agenda that they have to uphold in order to get their money, in order to get the payment that they're working for, that they're tap dancing for. So let me go ahead and show you that clip that I was referring to earlier about the healthcare community or industry. And again, these movies, shows, the media in general, they are showing exactly what is happening in our society. But oftentimes people refuse to accept it as truth and they see it as just a creative piece of work rather than a reflection of our society.
All claims?
All claims. Okay, this is how it works. The policy is sold door to door in the poorer neighborhoods, paid in cash each week. The claim comes in and is assigned to a handler. It's basically a low-level paper pusher. Anyway, the handler reviews it and immediately sends a letter to the insured denying the claim. The claims handler then sends the file over to underwriting. And underwriting sends a memo back to claims saying, don't pay this until you hear from us. Now, what you should keep in mind is that even though all these people work for this big company and they all work in the same building, they don't know each other, nor do they know what the other department is up to. Now, this is very intentional. Departments are kept at war with each other. And meanwhile, there's the client. And they're getting all these letters, some from claims, some from underwriting, and most people give up. And this, of course, is intended because all claims were initially denied.
And that's just it right there. Insurance companies are the biggest scams ever. Okay? Biggest scams ever. Greed is the theme topic for the year of 2024 forever. It's the theme of America. Greed runs this country. So do I feel bad that this CEO, Brian Thompson, got killed, got assassinated by allegedly Luigi Mangiano? No. We gotta stop acting like every death is a loss. Hello? Is my mic on? Have you guys noticed I don't have a cover for the mic? I'm trying something new. I'm seeing if this helps me with my little nose issue. Sounds like I have a coke habit. I promise you I don't. But I don't know. I looked it up. I think that may be a contributor to why I keep itching my nose. Anyway, yeah, so no, I don't. I don't feel bad. And sure, we don't know exactly what he's capable of, what he did, or, what he was responsible for. But nonetheless, I feel like we have to be more of a society that encourages vigilante justice. I really do think so. Because these police departments, they're corrupt. They're not really out here to protect and serve. They're compromised as well. You can't tell me that John Bonet's murder still hasn't been solved, and it's been over 30 years. There's another documentary out about it when it's in our face. The parents was behind it. The parents were behind it. That's my belief. But all in all, you can't. Did y'all watch it on Netflix? The John Bonet document. My goodness, what a freaking time to be alive, huh? You have the father walking around the house as the police is there, and he's allowed to walk around this crime scene. He should have been pushed out of the house and waiting outside. The police should have been the one finding the daughter, John Bonet. Anyway, let's take a listen. Just follow along as I read some of these words here. So Mangiano is, I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly, so I'm trying my best. Maybe it is Mangione. But anyway, Luigi Mangiano, 26 years old, from Maryland. He comes from a wealthy background. He is well connected. Seemingly, he went to a high school, college. He went somewhere, some prestigious school that he went to and graduated from. valedictorian. Look at him, foreign as hell. Hello. Assassinate me. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, they say that it is him. He's responsible, and he's been apprehended after found at this McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, in which someone working there decided to not mind his business. But, you know, oftentimes when people say, oh, if you've seen this person, call in and you'll get a reward. What I heard is he may not even get the reward, the financial reward, which was $50,000, because he didn't call the tip line. Instead, he called 911 directly. So that's those stupid games. Those stupid, like, no, I'm calling you to get my money. If I knew that y'all wasn't going to give me my money, I wouldn't have called, right? So I think he was primarily motivated by that, because what is it to you if this guy assassinated this man? Like, why do you care? Why are you upset? I actually appreciated that he was solely focused on him. I really do, because if you notice in that video, there was a woman who was present right in the proximity of this moment. And she saw that silencer come out, that gun come out, and she quickly, you know that Homer Simpson meme of him fading into the background in the bushes? That was her. Look at my screen. This was her. Like, hold on. No, that shit was hilarious. Okay, like, ma'am, when he did not kill her, he did not. He left right after he was finished. He left town. Okay, and that's what I appreciate about that. You know, you don't have to go serially killing everybody. You know, everyone who came around you. Oh, she saw me. Boom, boom. No, kill your intended target and go. Anyway, look, I supported Ted Kaczynski as well. I am on his Reddit channel. Look at him right. Oh, let me share the screen. Even in this clip, I'm like, hold on. This assassin's called a fine. Mind you, we couldn't even see his full face, but that nose. I love a long, big nose. Anyway, it's like it shows your manhood more. Anyway, I'm mad that he even went to a McDonald's. Of course he has to eat, but he's gonna do a fast food. He's gonna do a drive-through. Like, he couldn't pick it up and go. He had to sit there. Who sits down at a McDonald's? To this day, people still do that? Come on. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Shout out to Tyra Banks. How dare you? I was rooting for you. Like, what? But yeah, he has been found and he is apprehended. So we'll see how this plays out. And the blame game really goes around when it comes to the healthcare industry. You have hospitals blaming drug companies for charging high prices, and insurers being charged high as well. You have drug companies charging or blaming insurers and hospitals for exploiting their clients. You have insurers blaming hospitals and drug companies for charging too much money for their services and products, and patients have to bear through higher premiums and out-of-pocket costs. And then, of course, you have the patients blaming everybody for the high costs that they have to face and the hassles that they experience when navigating this complicated system. And it is a navigation that's complicated. Absolutely. You know, when you are wanting to figure out, hey, I'm always experiencing back pain and I don't know why. It's this stinging pain that I feel in my lower back. You have to go to another test and another test, a screening. You got to take a piss test. You got to do so many things. And then the openings for said test isn't until 2 months out. So it's so complicated that it's like, you know what? That's why WebMD is so utilized, because it's convenient. People look to see it because I want to know what I can do to heal myself. Okay, so there we have it. There's a clip of him speaking or yelling as he was picked up. And apparently when he was found, or prior to when he was found, they found his book bag that he discarded upon departing from that scene. And in the bag was what was it? Was Monopoly money. So he had a little sense of humor. I love a man with some sense of humor. He had a little sense of humor. Hello? But yeah, so there we have it. Luigi Maggiano, justice to that man. I'm mad that he got caught. This is him apparently at the McDonald's, even though he had a mask. That's another thing. I didn't know he had a mask on while he was there. Of course, he took it out to eat, but even so, like, okay, I get it. He probably didn't have a car to drive to eat in the car, and I know he only had his bike, but still, he should have picked up the McDonald's and left, rode away, or ate as he walked with his bike alongside him. Like, I'm pissed. I'm mad that he got caught. I really am. I like to root for people. I like to root for vigilantes. I like to root for, like, that. Remember the woman who was the CO and had that relationship with an inmate? And there's a documentary about that on Netflix, Love on the Run. Y'all know I talked about it on a episode on the podcast, on the main podcast. And I was rooting for, like, look, she found love. She found love. Let that woman be in love. Okay? Stop. She found it with him. Yes, it's unconventional, but stop interfering in people's love lives. I'm dead ass though. I'm dead ass though. Dead ass. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are liking this video on YouTube. That is your way of supporting this podcast. And be sure you are subscribed. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to go ahead and end it here. I will see you guys tomorrow for another PODMAS episode. Goodbye.